Alright, so I'm back for one final video for Outer Wilds. Today, I'm just getting all of the trophies for the DLC, and then we'll wrap up. I'm going to start with two very easy ones to begin with. Firstly, we're going to go to the Stranger, which I have not marked because it's a new recording session. And we'll do two which do not involve being on the Stranger. I'll be back with you in just one sec. I'm going to start by grabbing an artifact, and then immediately leaving. That's all I came here for. So the first trophy involves flying out to the deep space satellite, and I can't actually see it right now, so I'm going to need to take off and hopefully avoid everything as I'm making my way out. There we go, we can see the stars again. I'm going to set autopilot to here. And apparently I've missed this twice. I don't fully understand how, but what we need to do is we need to render this inoperable. I've definitely bumped into this multiple times by now and knocked it offline such that the map goes offline. I've seen that, but I didn't see a trophy pop. So I don't know if there's more. Oh god. Well, that's curious. We can actually see the red dots through the cloaking field very briefly. Also, that's a really long way away, but we can see it very clearly twinkling at us there. What was I saying? Yeah, I've knocked this thing offline a couple of times, but I assume we need to do it a bit more violently. The moment I touch this, we're going to lose the map. Alright, let's just go straight into it. Oh! Right, well that got me my trophy, but I've got some problems with the ship. And I don't know if I can actually repair those. I think I can based on our time at Giant's Deep, going through the electricity field, but I'm not sure where to actually repair. At the back here maybe? There we go. Okay, that's one down. Next up, we need to fly to one of the planets manually because we don't have a map anymore. Although the autopilot does work, which is kind of hilarious. And I need to find a campfire so I can test out this artifact. I'm reasonably certain nothing is going to happen, but that's one of the requirements. We need to take this to a normal campfire instead of one of the green fires inside the Stranger. We doze off with it, and we see what happens. There's a few campfires around the place. I can go into Dark Bramble. I'm not going into Dark Bramble. This one just looked like the closest, so let's go here. I wonder if we can tell Gabbro about any of our exploits. Not there. It's been a while since I've flown the ship. That's one of the things I did find a bit strange about the DLC, the fact that we do not get to fly the ship very much. Apart from at the start of each loop, obviously. Gabbro. There's nothing new there, although we could say we saw the ship again. And he says the same thing. Yeah, nah, nothing new there. Didn't mean to do that, sorry. He's the one who told me about being able to actually autopilot to that satellite, which led me to the DLC in the first place. Okay, let's see what happens at a normal campfire when we doze off with the artifact. Absolutely nothing. I've got to admit, I'm kind of disappointed by that. I was expecting something. Not sure exactly what, but something. Alright, I'll meet you on the next loop. Those were the easy ones. It gets a bit harder after this. Okay, to start with, I am going to attempt to swim through the dam. Yeah, through that solid object. Apparently, there's also a trophy for getting squashed as well, but I'll hold on to that for now. Apparently, there is a grate at the base of the dam which we need to go through, so I'm going to try that first. This is going to take us... You know what? I've completely forgotten where this takes us. I believe we've got a control room on the left which shows the supernova radius. Or maybe it's down here. Yeah, it's down here. No, this is right at the start, so right from the very start of the loop, this thing knows that it's going to go south, and that's basically the radius of the supernova, and the stranger will go beyond that radius by the end. That said, I don't believe it starts moving until about the 6.5 minute mark. I don't know if it coincides with that flicker or not, but it is definitely not moving at the start of the loop. I confirmed that a while ago. Right, so on the left here, somewhere underwater here, there is a grate. I've got to be honest, I have no idea where it is, or how far across it is, or how far down it is. Let's see, it's very murky and very hard to see down here. Oh, am I done? I might be done. The water is rushing up against this, and I'm pushing forward and not much is happening. Okay, I think I'm done. I think I'm trapped. Unless I can go out this way, perhaps. I can probably get out from under the lip of that. Yeah, we're fine. That was scary, though. Okay, so where would the grates be? It is so dark down there, I can't see a thing. Let's go straight for the center, and then maybe I'll check to the right-hand side. Okay, I'm not seeing anything there. Is that an open grate? Oh, I think it is. The Grate Filter. Very cute game, very cute. It's a reference to basically our species and how we're never going to achieve spaceflight, but you know, getting off topic. Let's go in there and do another quick trophy now. This one involves burning a slide reel. And then after that, I think what I'll do is I'll ride the rapids all the way to the hidden gorge there and see if we can knock off another trophy. Where am I going? I need to go this way. can go around, but I'm being lazy. All we need to do is drop this in the fire. And once again, that is another cute reference, which I don't think requires explanation. I will read that one day, I swear, but I'm in no rush. Let's make our way down to the Hidden Gorge, which I definitely misidentified as the Hidden Grove in the previous episode, but it's totally fine. I've misidentified so many aspects of this place. The vaults, Region 1, Region 2, Region 3, all of that sort of stuff. You see the lights flicker, which means we're at the 6.5 minute mark. And I think it might coincide with the stranger starting to move, but I haven't personally confirmed that. Let's go this way so we can grab another raft over there. This is taking quite a while to get here though, I'm a bit concerned about my time. Alright, launch. And we're going this way if I can. Don't worry, we'll be coming back to the raft a bit later. I'm not looking forward to those trophies. Okay, we made it. Although if I miss this, I'll be doing it again. Where am I going? Have I even been this way? Yes. It's just been so long since I've actually been there. Holy crap. I looked at this elevator and thought I have absolutely no idea where this leads. The church is nowhere to be seen. But most of the time I come in through the hull breach, which means the church is up here. Going behind door number 2 this time. And I don't have an artifact, which means I think I'm restarting anyway. Oh dear. Alright, so let's get another trophy out of the way while I'm here. I think I could have combined this with the next one that I wanted to get. Let's go down that elevator there. Sorry, I'm just having a hard time trying to find that. And we'll restart the loop. Unfortunately, it means taking that raft was a complete waste of time. Let's just stand here and die. That's grim. I don't know if we can unlock that inside the simulation or not. Maybe I'll check when I do the PS4 version, but that is definitely a way we can unlock that trophy. Okay, let's go land at the hull breach once or twice. Right, the next trophy sounds a little bit grim. And I want to take a look at the computer to find the entry if I can, before we go in. Where is it? Damaged laboratory. And I've just unmarked that now. Is this the one we're looking for? No, that's not it. This is the one we're looking for. So, we see a lantern being taken into one of these rooms. The creature goes to sleep, and it fails to ignite. We see them take another thing into the second room. Same thing happens, they doze off. And then something happens which we don't know about. No idea. No clue whatsoever. And then they take the third and final item, which looks like the artifact that we've been using. They doze off, and it lights up. Cool. For this trophy, what we need to do is find that second artifact and doze off. And it's not going to end well. I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but whatever happened in here caused a sodding hole breach. It's not going to end well at all. I believe it's in here. It's in here. These are artifacts, but they are not the artifacts with focus and conceal. And when the creature used it in there, it ended very poorly. Which means naturally we have to try it out for ourselves. Oh my god, this is going to be hilarious, I can tell. My only question is this instant death, or are we going to actually witness something dramatic? Alright, let's do it. It's not going to happen until I wake up. Okay, let's wake up. Huh. So we did actually wake up in the simulation, but then something inside the simulation destroyed us? Or something just flat out exploded? Whatever it is, it's powerful enough to cause a hull breach, so... yeah, I didn't think that would end terribly well, but I was expecting something different. I was expecting to, you know, not wake up at all. Interesting. Alright, so let's go back there. Next up, we need to get kicked out of the simulation in 5 different ways. The guide suggests that this one is a little bit buggy, so we'll probably have to do some screwing around here to get it to work. But I can think of a few ways we can die immediately. We're going to need some other ways of getting out though. Let's go. So we are back at the Hidden Gorge, or the Endless Canyon. Something that I definitely missed, that I've seen in the guide, is that apparently we can go through here. Or one of these anyway. Just like that. And that lets us extinguish the lights in here without having to go the whole way around and without having to go across there. I can't even reach that because it's too high. But basically if we come this way, we can just extinguish the lights just like that. And we don't have to worry about going into the house. Something that I also missed, but I definitely saw in my editing, is if we go... let me just turn some lights on over here so I can see where I'm going. That will do. If we go this way, towards the thing on the left where you create the bridge, there is also a path directly ahead. It's actually a bit tricky to access and see, but it is there. And with that path, that means we can get to the Forbidden Archive without having to go through all of that bullshit inside there. It's a great little shortcut. Alright, first of all, let's die due to falling from a great height. And that's one. Yeah, coming this way without it, I am not confident about its location. I assume it's directly ahead. Oh my god, that is terrifying. How far does it extend out to this platform here? Let's try and find out. Because spoiler alert, I'll be using that laser. It's basically all the way up to that angle. Okay. Noted. I don't need the artifact for this. Let's just go down. Correction, I need the artifact for that because I need to point the light at the down arrow. Oh boy. Trying to turn on my flashlight and it ain't working. Let's send this back up and go for a swim. The third way that I want to get kicked out is probably going to be the longest. We're going to go into the next region. The Starlit Cove, I believe it's called. And we're going to get woken up by the alarm bell. I have done a little bit of looking around since completing the game, and my favourite comment regarding the DLC's design is someone saying it's hilarious that these badly disguised loading zones between these areas are actually literally loading zones. It's so poorly disguised, and yet it is actually a real loading zone. It's kind of hilarious. And I've also seen that, yes, these combinations have been data mined or brute forced. There is a way that you can turn off the light there, but I don't understand how you're supposed to figure it out in-game. Unless you're going to spend time doing 32,000 combinations, roughly, or unless you're going to data mine, you won't find a solution to this particular thing on the right-hand side coming up, and you definitely will not find a solution to this one to turn off the lights so that you can go across the bridge here. It is kind of neat though that a combination does exist. Right, well hopefully that's 3. Number 4, we'll get ourselves squashed by the elevator. Did I not send it back up? must have forgotten. And for the fifth one, I'll jump in the fire, and then I need to come back here anyway to play with the pursuers, or whatever they're called. Okay, well that's devastating to my cause, isn't it? I did not realise there was no... Oh my god. Can I actually get crushed then? I probably have to do it at the second location, which I don't know if I'll be able to do that or not. I doubt very much that I can get down to the Cinder Isles and pull this off. There's probably not going to be time before, you know, the dam breaks and the water comes through and everything else. Okay. I think I've died in 4 unique ways, or we've been kicked out in 4 unique ways. Let's go have a chat to the first enemy that we meet. Because there's 2 things that I want to do. Firstly, I want to get kicked out, obviously. But secondly, there is also a trophy for getting kicked out ourselves, like jumping from a high place or jumping into water, while we are being pursued. And I'd like to knock that off at the same time, if possible. Yeah, if I want to get crushed by an elevator, I've got to take the raft down, head down to the Cinder Isle, and then I've got to use the elevator there, activate it, and then stand underneath it. This guy scared the bejesus out of me. So plan is to have this guy come after me and... Didn't get it. Didn't work. Okay, I don't know what's involved then. Escape your pursuers by jumping to your death instead of dodging past them. Maybe I had to jump. I mean, I thought that walking off that thing and entering a body of water would count as jumping, but apparently not. We could also use the guy downstairs here, couldn't we? We could go around there, go down to the archive location and pull that guy and then jump off the bridge. Maybe that would be a quicker solution than what I'm doing here. That was definitely a jump. Okay, I'm not sure how to unlock this one. We still can't go across that bridge because it's not built. I think the dam just went. Which means if we want to get crushed by an elevator, now's the time to test it, I guess. Right, you. Yeah, we hear the noise, and unfortunately during the playthrough I never associated that particular noise with these creatures dying. I do want to see if I can actually see that at the Cinder Isles at the 13-minute mark, or the 20-minute mark I should say, just to see how the hell they die inside the simulation. Okay, I've got to admit I have no idea how to actually pop this trophy. Let's go get our candle blown out. I can do that at least. In the meantime, I'm going to see if I can load up the guide, playing one-handed, and see if I can figure out what I'm doing wrong with this one. Alright, it's not just me. The guide says it's buggy. Most reliable place is the Hidden Gorge / Endless Canyon. By a moment, I'm just going to get my candle blown out. There we go. That's for being kicked out 5 different ways. So it mentions jumping over a balcony here. The thing is, unless I fall into the water, that's probably not going to kill me. Okay, where are you? There's at least one in here, and it terrified the crap out of me. Oh, hey. Can I knock it over that balcony? What am I doing wrong? This one's a bit annoying. Taking a look at the exact screenshot now. It's suggesting to get closer to the place where we light up the bridge and then jump off the left. This one is super buggy. Well, let's pull you this way if I can. That's the bridge that I need to light up right there behind him. Maybe there's only one. We're jumping off that apparently. Okay. I mean, I don't want to see you again, but where did you go? Watch this arsehole sneak up on me when I'm not expecting it. I was about to start bitching again. Okay, that's a super weird one. I don't fully understand the mechanics of that, other than it seems to be quite buggy. The reality is, any of the ways that I jumped into the water or got myself killed should have actually popped that trophy, because it says to escape your pursuers by jumping to your death instead of dodging past them. Alright, let me meditate twice, and I'll probably meet you in a moment on the raft. Okay, so the next one involves riding a raft. As the dam breaks, we need to ride the wave for 15 seconds. And according to the guide, it's kind of tricky. Let me start by firing a scout here, because apparently we can see surface integrity here, similar to what we saw on Brutal Hollow back in the day, and that's going to tell us when the dam is going to break exactly. I said I would meet you at the raft, but honestly I'd much rather meet you at this church, because what are these called? Are these actually churches or not? I don't know, but either way, I'm going to meet you here because we have a campfire here. Well, it's kind of a campfire, but it's not a campfire at all. And that's going to let me pass the time a bit, because I'm not waiting 13 minutes for the dam to break every time I want to try this. I know, I left early. I'm sorry. So I'm thinking that it's probably going to be best if I sleep at the campfire at the very start of the game, that is at the launch tower, rather than coming up here, because going back and forth here is, well, I should be okay based on the surface integrity going down here gradually, but it's just going to be easier if I wait at the launch tower, then come here, and then just take the raft over there. As it is, can I actually get back to that raft? Yes, good. Okay. There's 2 trophies I'm going for here. The first one is to ride the wave for 15 seconds. And from the guide, what I'm seeing is try and stay to the left-hand side, which is the opposite of what I'm doing right now. Trying to get over there. And the second thing it suggests is to use a lot of down thrust to try and stay on the raft so that you don't go flying. This one, yeah, I don't know how this one's going to end. Probably very poorly. There is a second trophy for circumnavigating this entire thing in 90 seconds or less. That one may need a bit of practice as well, but we can also only do it after the dam has broken. And then we get about 9 minutes or so to try and pull that off. No, I don't want to go down there. Problem is, unless I'm actively pushing back like this, I'm going to go down there naturally. This is such a cool effect. Have I beached myself? Oh, this is not looking good, is it? I don't know how close to the dam I need to be, whether this is safe or not, whether I should be further out. But it's probably going to need a couple of goes. It shouldn't really matter if the raft is beached or not, because it's going to go flying very shortly. Alright, here we go. And are we off? No. Almost. Oh god. Yeah, that didn't work. We basically need to be on the edge of that wave the entire time. Alright, noted for next attempt. Now I think we'll just do some rafting. Let's see if we can get this 90-second trophy. I don't know if hitting 2 lights at once actually speeds it up or not. Or 3 in this case. Is that going to slow me down? Yes. That seems very doable. I've lost track of time and I'm not looking at OBS, but that seems like it should be very doable. Oh god. All this debris is slowing me down. Maybe that's a challenge, just avoiding this random debris. I can build up some momentum though, I should be fine. Was that 90 seconds? Going down here? I don't know. Let's just keep surfing until this trophy pops. Or not. Is that good enough? It's not. Come on. I will consider it a massive embarrassment if I do not have this trophy by the end of this loop. I can sort of see that... okay, I see we have to activate both of those. If I activate it to on the side, that is slowing down my forward momentum by a lot. Still don't have it. Now we've got this debris to deal with. Oh god. Okay, this one's a little bit trickier than I'm giving it credit for. Clearly it's over 90 seconds. Game's actually asking me to... Oh my god. The game's actually asking me to use some skills, and it turns out I'm no good at it. So I'll give it one more go, but after that, I think what I'll do is meditate, then try riding the wave again, and then come back here and try again. Oh my god. This is going dreadfully. The guide mentions that there are checkpoints in place, but I don't think there's any universally agreed consensus on where these checkpoints actually are. I just need to put together a good run for over 90 seconds, probably more like, I don't know, 2 minutes, and then it will pop. Yeah, I do wonder if there's a faster path than going to the left of the Cinder Isle Tower. Am I getting the hang of this or not? Yeah, this seems like a bad choice coming through the left because there's so much debris in the water. feel that's more than 90 seconds. Oh god, the music! Tower's toppled. Right, well I feel that was a reasonably good run there, but there's no sign of the trophy popping. Unless I get lucky in the next 20-30 seconds or so. I might actually have to do some research on this one. I'll go on the right hand side this time. There we go. Just in time. So there's a checkpoint at the dam at least. And there's others around as well, apparently. Interesting physics there. It's all good. Alright, we're about to get kicked out. I will sleep at the campfire for 8 minutes and then meet you back here just as the dam wall is beginning to break. There's also a trophy for that as well, but I'm not sure how to trigger it. Alright, here goes. It actually takes a moment after it hits 0. Yep, just like that, off the raft. And that's probably going to kill me. Yeah, that one's brutal because you need to wait God knows how long at the campfire to advance the loop, and then you only get one shot at it. It's kind of rough. Can I get down here without dying? Because there is something else I can do to pass the time. So at the end of the previous loop, I shot some scouts at the sun, and that is one of the 4 remaining trophies that I need to get. Where am I going? This way. Going all the way to the top of this tower. I'll be honest, I was expecting a little bit more interaction between the simulation and the real world. You've got this room on the right here coming up, where we had to go inside the simulation and darken the torches in there to turn them off in here. I was expecting more of that play as the DLC went on, but there just wasn't much of that. Right, so we need to fire a scout at this sun. And it's actually got to collide with it. Although I've got to be dead honest, I don't know if I'm getting any closer to it or not. That is just a reflection, isn't it? Never mind, it's that thing. Okay. Not far off. Oh, so close. I didn't mean to move that much. Please. Love it. It says hazard, but it hasn't actually been destroyed. I did not see that as an artificial lice earlier, until, you know, right this moment. But yeah, that is the artificial sun that is giving this place lice, and that's its reflection there. I definitely saw that reflection, I was quite confused by it. I did not realise it was that light that we were aiming for. Alright, I need to sleep for a bit and try to ride this wave. Back in a sec. Very short-lived. Oh god. Damn it. I managed to stay on the raft, but we got wedged under here. Alright, so what does that say? Do I need to be towards the center here? That's going to get submerged, so is this. I've got to dodge that hut, and then... oh my god. This one's going to be annoying. Alright, change of plans. I have no idea if this is any good or not, but I've taken the raft down beyond this island here, and I'm struggling to hold it in place. The only thing that scares me a little bit here is if I turn around, which I don't want to do because we're going to go flying, there is a... just a bit more please. There's like a bridge directly ahead there. I'm a little bit worried we're going to get wedged against that bridge. Failing that though, I might need to look this one up because I've got a feeling that starting in one of those two locations there is not actually the best call. Also, I've discovered I can get here after resting for 10 minutes, but it's very tight. Alright, let's try this again. Torch off. Jet back down. Let's hope for the best. I'm looking it up. Rightio, change of plans. We're going to wait here. I need to take this raft all the way down to the Cinder Isles. And basically we're going to ride the wave into that area there, or try to. It's going to involve me wedging myself into this little corner here while we wait. Hopefully I can actually get up there. I should be able to. I might have gone a bit too far. Yeah, we're going backwards here. Oh boy. Are 2 lights actually better than 1? Based on what I'm seeing here, I don't think so. What about 3? Yeah, I don't think we can get up there. Basically, I just wanted to go directly ahead and wedge myself in that little nook and wait for the tidal wave to come. Once it does, I'll turn left and try and stay on board this raft for as long as possible. If you're listening with earphones, it sounded like the dam broke on the left-hand side. Which may be a thing at this point. I'm not sure, but that's super weird, especially as the water's coming from the right. Okay. Here goes. And that's the hard part now. I need to try avoiding these walls as we're going down. This is rough. I'll need to give this a few more goes, very clearly. Oh god. No. Alright, here goes. Managed to stick to the raft. So I don't like my odds here. Alright, that was not 15 seconds, but okay. I'm not sure how I managed to pull that off. And somehow I've managed to make it all the way down here. Right, I am going to record the remaining 2 trophies tomorrow night because that took entirely too long and I need to get my voice back. I'll be back shortly. Look at this though, this might be a very quick and easy way of getting the 90-second trophy. As long as I can just get back down there. Right, back shortly. I'm actually recording this 2 days later because work interrupted. Had a bit of stuff to do, and unfortunately that means I haven't had time to play the game. For the final 2 trophies, I'll do them in 2 runs. Firstly, we need to land here and get into the fire on this side. I did have to look this one up because honestly, I would not have been able to figure it out myself. The description of the guide was just a little bit too obscure for me to figure out, so I've looked it up, and I'll try and replicate it here, along with some commentary of my own. Where am I? There. Let's doze off. Not for the final time. So, long story short, we need to get to the very top of this lodge, right at the very tip there. And that's going to involve some efforts, because let me just go over here and switch the lights on, and also switch the bridge on. I really wish I could move a bit faster here, but I can't. And just to show you something, I'm going to drop the artifact here. You can see up on the top floor there, we don't see anyone. We don't see any spooky ghosts wandering around. From here we're going to turn right and go up these stairs. And if I go right through here, that's actually locked off. That's a bit curious. Am I getting lost? Yeah, that door will open up later, once I extinguish the lights in here. As well as that door, and there's basically nothing in between that area. What I'm concerned about is this door here. That door is also going to open in darkness, and that will let me go to the top floors. Is it quicker to just jump off and respawn? Possibly. Especially if you know I can't find my way back down. What I'm going to do is extinguish the lights, and then come back here, and then try and get upstairs. Oh, that is such a cool effect. So we don't need to take this all the way back through there and go through the routes. We can just jump through this particular painting. That is definitely something that I missed. And yes, I've realized, no, I don't have to fall down there and I can never get back up. I can go around this way. But there's no points, so I won't. Let's turn off the lights. We hear everyone's second favorite sound. And if I drop the artifact here, we can see now that someone is patrolling the top floors. My assumption is that one spawns along with all of the others on this level when we turn the lights out. But we have a problem. I need to somehow get around that guy, and the best solution I've seen is to actually pull him all the way down to this bridge and then juke around him. So this was the, I'll call it, spare room that I was talking about. That's going to lead over to the concert hall area, if I can call it that. And this here is basically where I stopped. I couldn't get through this door. What's with the freaky music game? I'm not sure. I don't believe there's any advantage in hiding in these little rooms on the side. We just need to make our way up. There you go. Yeah, we need to get past this guy, and I believe the best way is going to be just to pull him down to the large bridge and then juke around him. I mean, this is terrifying, but if I were them, I would also be pretty pissed off at someone just shining a light in their face every couple of seconds. Can I get you to come over here, please? Ah! Did I lose him? Neat trick. Whoa. I do not want you doing that, dude. Okay, this could be an issue. long story short, I just need to get past that guy. If I can get past him, I'm pretty much fine. That was not as planned. So I do wonder whether this dude is now a little bit out of his, I don't want to call it comfort zone, but out of his patrol route, because we stopped him here. I do wonder if he's upstairs or going upstairs, or whether he's respawned up there, or whether he's making his way up there, or I don't know. I dare say we'll find out very shortly though. I assume, no, he was there, so I assume he did actually take the long way back up. How do we get around you? Can I hide in the side room, maybe? I mean, I can't do it here because there are no side rooms, but... yeah, this could be tricky. What I might need to do is try using that side room, which is not what I saw on the video that I watched. I don't know if that's a good answer or not, but let's try it out. So yeah, this dude must be taking the long route back up, walking back upstairs rather than just respawning up there. Unfortunately, this means I do need to be careful with my torch here. He's directly ahead. Yeah, I can use this room on the right. Let's do that. Come this way. No, let's not go that way. Let's go this way. And now should be behind him. Unless he intercepts me right now from the left. He doesn't. Okay, we're behind him. That works. I was thinking of hiding it here, but no, that's a much better solution. So let's go all the way to the top here. Up to this here dead end. Cool. What now? What we have to do, and I would not have found this, is we actually need to jump off the balcony here. Onto the roof. Like that. We make our way around this place clockwise. Someone below us is very pissed off. And if I make my way here and light this candle... you can actually hear me playing the flute or the recorder in grade 3. I don't know how they got a hold of that. Unfortunately, I don't have a lawyer on standby, so I am not capable of finding out, but it's very odd. And we also see that weird figure, which I assume is from some Nintendo game that came out a couple of years ago, which I've never played. I hear it's reasonably good, but I've never actually played it, so I don't know for certain. If it's any good, let me know in the comments, please. Let's go up there one last time, because if I drop the artifact and go up there, we will see something a little bit different. Yeah, I didn't think of that until just now, that we could use that room to juke around this guy. Or gal. Okay, I can hear us above me. Come on down. So freaky. Alright, let's pull you this way. Around the edge here. Beautiful. Go through here. We are now behind you. Unless you ambush me from the right. And I'm going to drop the artifact here and hope that this works. Yep, that should work. It's very dark, but I can just make out where I'm going. And by that, I mean I nearly fell off there, holy crap. If we go back up there and check that thing out again... Yeah. Once again, I assume it's a reference to that Nintendo game that came out a couple of years ago. Maybe that Nintendo game wasn't very good. Maybe this is a visualization of that Nintendo game, but I really don't know why they did that. Why they made it so you collected all the... I don't know. I've never played that game, and reality is I probably never will. I need to find time to play it, but it's just kind of cute that they put a Zelda reference in this game. I don't fully understand why, but there that is. For the final trophy, we need to reach all 3 Forbidden Archives in one loop without being caught. And once again, I did look this up, and I've seen some very, very creative solutions for this. The obvious answer is to just go in normally and avoid these creatures and make your way around them and whatever else, and that is definitely a valid approach. But some people have figured out that if you use the glitches to your advantage, you can actually do this without seeing any creatures. And I'm not going to follow that approach for this video, basically because I want to do my own thing. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go into the first 2 areas, the Shrouded Forest and the Candlelit Tower. I believe I've named those areas correctly. And I'm going to open up the platforms which lead to the rafts so that we can return there later. Right, let's rest here. We entered the simulation at the first area, the Shrouded Woodlands. And all I need to do here is activate the platform. Let's switch some lights on here so I can see where I'm going, and we need to extinguish this. And I think that's actually all I have to do. I don't even need to go to the platform, do I? As long as that door is open, I can return here later. And then use this warp to go over to the other side, and then get into the lodge. And by extension, the Forbidden Archive. Alright, so now that I've done that, I can basically just shrug my shoulders, leave this place, and go down to the Cinder Isles. And just on me leaving the simulation like that, it doesn't matter if I do that or not. Basically, the only thing that matters is whether I get caught by any of its inhabitants. So the really interesting trick that I've seen for this area is that if you come here last, that is, you go into the simulation, you do what you have to do in the other areas, and then you come here to end. What you can do here is you can die entering the simulation, jump into the fire like I did in the previous video, and what that'll do is it'll wake you up in the simulation and you'll be dead. And at that point, you don't even need to extinguish any of the lights in here. You can just go straight for the objective, straight into the crater in this next area here. You can go down, the alarms will go off, but they won't wake you up, they won't catch you, and you don't need to extinguish the area, which means you don't need to spawn any enemies. You can just literally walk to the archive if you're not alive. It's actually really, really cool, and it's kind of creative if you ask me. It's not anything groundbreaking, that is, you learn these glitches and you're just utilizing them to your advantage, but I did not think that you would be able to use them for this particular trophy. But it turns out that if you use these glitches, fall through the wall to get to Archive 1, and then die here to get to Archive 2, and then use the shortcuts to get to Archive 3, which I'll show in just a moment, you can avoid everyone. I'm not going to do that because I want to do it my way, and because there is something in particular that I would like to see if possible. I don't know if I can pull that off or not. Hopefully I can. Just past this cable, we have the path on the right to the Hidden Gorge. And as long as I don't miss this, I'm fine. I really would love to know what that says, but we're never going to find out. Unless it's been data mined or something. Alright, let's go in here, and I don't believe we will be exiting the simulation after this. We'll go in here, and that's where we will remain. Right, so the third archive at the Endless Canyon. We can basically ignore the lodge almost in its entirety. We will see one enemy, but honestly, the threat is minimal. Let's pass through here and extinguish the lights. That is going to be necessary to open the mural at the bottom floor. Let's go this way, and I'm not going to construct the bridge. I'm just going to use a hidden bridge to go to the lift. That shortcut makes such a huge difference. We don't have to deal with anyone inside there, and we don't need to build the bridge inside the house. That's a massive skip. So I can't go left there, but due to that hidden path, we do not need to go left there. So down here we have one enemy behind us, but we can just ignore them and make our way over this bridge. Now, one thing that I'm completely uncertain about is what constitutes reaching the hidden archive. And you might think that's a really dumb question because we are literally going in there right now. So I'm not sure if we need to run across a certain threshold or activate a certain item or whatever. So I'm just going to make my way ahead here and place the artifact here. And hopefully that constitutes reaching the archive. If it doesn't, I'm going to file a complaint. Now, getting back, it is actually safer to just jump off an edge here and fall down, because that's going to take me back to the start point, and it means there is zero chance of getting spotted by this enemy directly ahead of me. But that's not terribly interesting, so I'm going to make my way back here, and hopefully, nothing goes horribly wrong. I just need to see the path to my left. There it is. And I'm going to ignore that guy over there, who's a little bit too close for comfort. Holy shit. I was expecting them to be at the spawn points, but no, they moved. Okay, so that's one done. Let's make our way to the first area, which is the Shrouded Woodlands. I need to make my way down here. And as per the creative solution that I mentioned earlier, instead of actually going to this archive like I'm going to do now, what we can do is jump off the raft in between loading zone, and that is going to actually take us to the, I'll call it the final area where we're in between all of the three archives. The dam just broke. Unfortunately, that's removed one of the opportunities that I wanted to try out, so I'll talk about that in just a moment. But yeah, what I can do is jump off here, and I can actually go into the first archive, because I can just drop down into it. It's a really cool little skip. And given that there are going to be absolutely no enemies in the next area now, again, that's a much more efficient, much cleaner, much faster solution. But I'd much rather do it like this, because why not? Now, coming in here, I've just realized that in order to reach this raft, I'm going to have to build a bridge. Which means I can't actually use the shortcut. If I go left and use the shortcut to get to the other side of the river, I don't believe I can get back. Basically, what I have to do is I need to build the bridge here so I can actually get back to the raft. Unless, again, I want to exit the simulation, which I don't want to do. This is the last time I'll be playing this game for quite some time, so yeah, let's just roll with this. Where are the stairs? Oh my god, where am I going? I'm lost. Fuck. Follow the candles. Going over there, turning right, there should be some stairs here. There we go, that loops back. Takes me here. If I run out of time, I'm going to be distressed. The dam breaks at 13 minutes, and what I want to show off is somewhere around the 20-minute mark. I don't think I'm going to have enough time. Oh my god. Alright, so from here do we have a warp? I don't think so, I just got the bridge to the right, correct? Yeah. Where's my favourite tree? It's around here somewhere. There you are. So what I wanted to do was to try and get to this lodge before the dam broke, so that I could see these dudes exit the simulation. Or, if you prefer a less technical term, I wanted to see these dudes die. But unfortunately the dam broke before I got here. And I do note, through the power of video editing and taking notes, that if we get caught in the tunnel there behind one of those dudes, it's about an 80-second wait before we get to the lodge. So this area here, again, what I could have done is just drop down into the center through a glitch in the loading zone. Where's the artifact? There it is. Let's just fiddle with that. That will do. I could have just dropped into the center of this massive area here, and we could have come from there. And that would constitute also reaching this archive. If I have to redo this for whatever reason, I'll do that, because that is so much faster. And again, we also don't have to worry about these dudes at all. Hell, we can actually enter that area while everyone is still alive in the lodge. And again, to get out of there, you just walk into the water and that's it. That's definitely not something that I would have considered. Where am I going? Not that way. Oh my god. Okay, never mind, we're exiting. Shit. I don't know if I've got enough time. I got completely spun going back to that area. Holy crap. So I need to get back to the raft spawners and then get to the second area, which constitutes going through areas 4, 1, and 2. And what I really want to do is spawn the enemies in the second area and then watch them die. I lost my opportunity for the first area. Let's see if I can do it on the second. I don't like my odds though, because I need to have this done by the 20-minute mark. Damn, I just lost a lot of time there. This is such a beautiful looking area, but I do wish it wasn't this dark. I could probably look at a mod for the PC version to increase the brightness maybe, but it looks so beautiful. I assume it was based on their moon, which has been utterly destroyed thanks to their own actions, and this is just an imitation of it. Right, do I have enough time to get this done? I don't think so, but I'll try. If I hear everyone suddenly die, then it's too late. Damn it. So on the plus side, it makes getting to this archive a little bit easier, but I really do want to test it out, which means I'll be playing this again. Well, not this entire challenge, but I'll just see if I can get here. Well, I can easily get here and then watch these dudes die. I just need to do another loop. Do I have time? Okay, that was very strange. Why did I hear a dude? Am I going to run into hostiles here? Oh fuck, I'm lost. I don't think I'm gonna get this. Hell, I know I'm not gonna get this because we've got a large room downstairs to negotiate. I spent too long futzing around on the stranger with that raft. And I'm completely lost. I just got spun. Holy crap. I'm not going to make it. No chance. The music's literally stopping right now. Holy crap. Alright, so I need to do another loop. I need to truncate it and make it a lot faster. I'll cut out all the boring bits. And yeah, we'll do it again. If you exit the simulation and go in through the cinder aisles, you can basically just kill yourself at the fire, go inside, and you don't even have to worry about these alarms. You can just walk straight through them and you don't even have to spawn the enemies. It's kind of fantastic, actually. Out of time. Alright, back in a sec. Okay, I'm going to take the shortcut to get out of here because I really don't think I have the time to actually go back up that elevator. I may as well go this way. And that took a very long time to resolve. Holy crap. You actually saw that we entered Matrix mode there as well, which I was not expecting. Yeah, that's going to be quicker than having to ride the elevator up and then go up the stairs. I think. Because this way, all I do is I just respawn here. We go right. And then we take the bridge over. To get into the first area, I am going to straight up glitch it. I think I need to send this back up once I'm done. Well, let's spawn the raft. And let's glitch the loading zone. I can't believe that's a thing. These are literally loading zones. Both in the game and inside the simulation. The poorly disguised loading zone is, in fact, a loading zone. It's kind of brilliant. Which archive is it? I don't think it's that one. It's not that one. It's going to be that one. That's where the vault is. If I go right here. This is the equivalent of going down to the library. Just like that. There's no need to even go through the lodge. So, at massive personal risk to myself, but not to you because I'll be cutting it out if it doesn't work, I am going to try going up here and seeing if we can see these dudes die. The lights have definitely flickered inside a stranger. I felt that through my controller. The only issue I've got here is that the firewall is solid, or it appears to be solid on this side. So I'm going to wait here, and the moments I feel and or hear the dam break, I'm going to make my way forward. And hopefully I'm not going to get caught here. That noise makes me think that I have been spotted, but they're not doing anything about it. Okay, well, as long as no one comes at me, this is perfect. I can just wait here. Although if you come after me... Oh, hell. That is not perfect. Oh, whoa, whoa, are you coming down here? It looked like that dude is coming down here. And by that, I mean he's actually fallen down the shaft. I'm just going to make my way this way, if that's all right with you. That didn't work. Damn. I was really hoping that we could just hang out there and watch these dudes despawn. Alright, well I don't think I can get to the raft from here because I did not open the path in advance. So once again I'm going to exit and then use the raft to get to the second area. I'll be back in a sec. So there is one enemy on the path to the right, and we just use the alternate path to get around him. I did want to just wait here and wait for this guy to die, but I realise now I'm not going to have enough time to get down to the archive, so I am going to have to play with those two further downstairs, I think. Right, we've made it successfully around that guy. Just need to watch for this alarm. I really don't know why the first time I went down here that it kept flashing even though I had it concealed. Possibly because one of the stalkers also had their lights on, perhaps, and maybe that was triggering it. I'm not sure. Anyway, we have two directly ahead of us. I think he may have seen me, so let me just go around here. Let's wait for him to calm down a bit. Give me my matrix mode, there we go. Yeah, he definitely saw me. Because what they normally do is they patrol these two paths directly here. This path here, and that path there. And I've actually lost sight of this guy, which is not good. Fuck! Where did you come from? I don't like this game anymore, chat. Okay, I'm back here. I have done the third archive. I used the backdoor / glitch to get into the first archive. And I want to try writing this up again and seeing if I can see these dudes die without being caught. I have no idea if I can actually do this or not. I am looking at the time in OBS and I believe the dam is going to break in about 90 seconds. So I might move around this audio clip a little bit in post, but I want to go up there shortly and see if we can go up there without dying. It sucks that we can't reach those. I imagine if we got like no clip or something that they're going to be non-interactable anyway. It would be really cool though if they were interactable and we could bring them back here and plug them into that thing. Alright, let's go. Hopefully I won't get caught immediately. Just going to stay as far to the back and as far to the side as I can. And then when I hear the dam go... Oh, I've got about another 40 seconds. That was a bad call. Maybe if I hide behind here? I thought the elevator ride was much longer than that. Okay, dam should be going any moment now. If I've got it right. There it goes. I'm gonna make my way forward. Don't interrupt me, please. Oh, that's freaky as shit. That was worth it. That was worth it. Wow. That's what happens when they despawn. And they get kicked out of the simulation. That was about 20 minutes worth of effort, including one aborted run. Cheers to timing, but that was absolutely worth it. Right, so all I need to do now is make my way into the second archive, which... I've been trolled there at least once. You know what, let me just go in there normally. Let's just make our way around those two dudes and not screw around. And we'll go down there, successfully get in, nothing will go wrong, we'll get this trophy, and then I can stop recording. Really? That's fucked. Back here, yes again. This guy caught me at least once. I cut that out because I'm not leaving that in. I'm sick of this. I just want to get down there, get to the final archive, and stop this recording session because it's super late. I'll need to record final thoughts later. Yeah, I really still don't understand why the light was going off the first time I descended down here. My only thought is maybe the other guy was chasing me. And unfortunately, they're not going to get kicked out of the simulation because, well, they're dead. Is there actually a third enemy in here? I sincerely hope not. I'm just going to go up the standard, pull him over to the right, head to the center. Then we hopefully get behind him. Yeah, that's all I needed to do. I do need to conceal my light here. But if we're dead when we come into the second fire, it involves exiting the simulation and going to the center aisles and entering through there. If we jump in the fire, you don't even have to activate these enemies. You can just run down here and you're totally fine. Hopefully it should pop right now. No, really? Where's my trophy? Alright, well, that's terribly distressing. I'm not sure why that hasn't popped. Will it pop if I go out here? Oh boy, okay. Let me just try glitching to the first area again. Maybe I need to use the elevator. I didn't do that on this particular route. I definitely went into the archive, I fiddled with the interface like that, but I don't think I approached the elevator. There might be something that I'm missing, or it might be a little bit glitchy. I did send the elevator back up just in case something went wrong, and I'm glad I did. I've definitely been down to the third area down there, avoided that guy, went across the bridge as usual, etc, etc. Send you back up. Grab you, let's glitch out. And I might go up to the lodge. I've also definitely not been caught on this loop. What you saw there were the only pursuers or enemies that I've run into so far. Ah! Oh my god. I'm on cells. If it doesn't pop here, I've probably still got enough time to go into the third archive. Mind you, I think I've just heard the Cinder Tower go down. In which case, the music is just about to start. Yeah, I've definitely been in here. I actually opened this particular object, whatever it's called, when I came down here the first time. You didn't see that though. Do I have to use this elevator? I brought it down. I've been into the third archive and the second archive. There we go. I had to ride the elevator. It's not enough to actually access the archive. We need to use the elevator. Which I guess makes total sense because that's how you access the archive in the first place. Where do I want to end this? Let's go back down here. That last trophy is a bit annoying, and don't get me wrong, it definitely has not soured my experience of this game at all. This game's awesome. I'll record my final thoughts separately because it is super late. But yeah, that last one was a bit annoying. The reality is though, there are other paths that I could have used to make it much, much easier. It's such a strange place, no pun intended, but it's also a very beautiful place. It's a great location for this DLC. I do wish there was a little bit more to it, but honestly, this location and the simulation, or the dream world, the Matrix, whatever it's called, it does feel like it's enough. Look at this thing though. This thing is suspended from chains from those girders. It's like they custom built this place to hold the prisoner. That's kind of hardcore. No, we're just going to get swept away if I go there, and I don't want to die. Alright, well I might cut out a few seconds here because I'm getting sick of waiting. Let's just listen to that music one last time. Okay, I've been trying to record this video for the last 3 or 4 days now. I just need to get it done, so I will try and keep this last part very brief. Final thoughts on Outer Wilds? If you've watched a playthrough, you would know. I love this game. I'm so glad I came back to it. I had to put it down in February 2024 because I had other work to do. And it was a bit weird because going back through those first 4 videos and editing those, I could tell that I was really enjoying myself. And I think a large part of whether you actually connect with this game or not is dependent on how invested you get with the plot. That is, the face of the Nomai, exploring, looking for what they left behind, stuff like that. Because mechanically, I don't think there is actually that much to this game. You've got a ship which is absolutely awful to control. You've got a suit which is kind of also awful to control. There's some platforming sections. There's fuel and oxygen meters, which are basically timers more than anything else. There is a stealth section. There are a lot more stealth sections in the DLC. I'm struggling to think of anything else really. When I was reviewing those videos and putting them together and making notes, I definitely felt like I was interested in coming back to the game to learn more about the plot and the characters and potentially where the story would go, rather than actually playing the game itself and engaging with its mechanics. I don't think that makes a lot of sense, but hopefully you understand where I'm coming from. What I do think is genius though, and I think everyone will agree, is hiding other mechanics and other knowledge through exploration. You need to explore the solar system, go in all sorts of various directions, some of which, such as the Interloper and Quantum Moon, are just literal optional dead ends. You don't need to go that way, you just learn things. But by exploring, you learn the other mechanics. And it's not like, say, a Metroid game where you get new abilities. You start with everything that you need, you just don't know how to use it. And to actually complete it, the game says, okay, use everything that you've learned, put it all together into one clean run, and that will give you access to the ending. I've definitely played games before which have time limits, which are dependent on your knowledge of the game. The earliest example I can think of is Prince of Persia from 1989. You boot up that game, you start playing, you have 60 minutes to finish this, or else you lose. And that involves you going through all of the levels, memorizing them, getting a little bit further each time, and then putting it all together in one clean run. Obviously, Outer Wilds is designed completely differently, and the way this game sort of squirrels away its plot and its mechanics behind all of these threads that you need to follow. You go down one path that leads you to a hint to another, and so on and so forth. It's constructed incredibly well, in my opinion, and it's very easy to understand why people say, go into this blind, don't look at a guide, don't know anything. Because honestly, I think if I knew anything about it, even something as simple as how to land on the Quantum Moon, I think that really would have, I don't want to say ruined, but it definitely would have had an effect of some sort on my experience, having that knowledge in the back of my head that you can skip certain places and things because you know the answers already. I sort of understand why people say that it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience and you can't replay it, and if you want to replay it you need to be MIB'd. I get it, but at the same time, there are plenty of other games in my opinion where you play them once, and maybe there's not a reason to come back and play them again, and I'm thinking things like visual novels or adventure games, games which don't have terribly complex mechanics. You'll play those once, and then that's it. But I mean, I play a lot of adventure games on this channel and I enjoy revisiting them. I'd be curious to know whether or not I can ever revisit this game with a fresh mind. I'm suspecting not, but maybe we'll see in about 5 years or so. Anyway, that is all I actually want to say about the game because I've drooled on about this long enough. I do want to say to you though, to you watching, that I sincerely hope you fall into one of two categories. The first is you have zero interest in playing Outer Wilds and you're just interested in watching my videos about it. Or the second is I hope you've played it already and you're just seeing another person playing it and seeing how they reacted. Because at the end of the day, it is your choice to watch these videos, but I would feel terrible if I've actually robbed you of the ability to play this game. Like I was just saying, I think that if I'd watched any playthroughs or if I knew anything, it really would have made this game so much harder to play and so much harder to react to. I hope you fall into one of those two categories. But regardless of which category you are, or even if you're not in one of those two categories, I want to say a very big thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching this as much as I enjoyed playing it, because this game, honestly, is incredible. I'd heard good things about it. I went into it. I don't want to say I bounced off it because I had other stuff to do, but I just didn't feel the pull to come back to it. I had to really force myself to come back to it, and watching my footage, doing all that editing, that gave me the momentum to come back to it, and I'm so glad I did because this game is incredible. And yeah, I don't know what my go-to for 2019 was. I love Resident Evil 2, but the original is better. Sekiro was okay. And despite playing it non-stop for about 80 hours straight, I still can't tell you whether I enjoyed Death Stranding or not. I have no idea about that game. Its sequel's coming soon, I really should check that out. But this game also came out in 2019, and honestly, if I'd played it back then, yeah, I think there would be a serious discussion to have there. Right, that's it. I am done. That was my blind playthrough of Outer Wilds and its DLC, Echoes of the Eye. My name is Random Attributes. Thank you for watching, and I'll be back with something new very soon. See you then.